Jobon Company. Jobon Company is a parent company of a clothing retail group. The financial year end is 31st of December 2017. The following exhibits available on the left hand side of the screen. Okay, ठीक है. Requirements देख लेते हैं क्या है. Exhibit 1. Explain what why is wait what sorry. Explain why the cash generating unit should have been tested for impairment and discuss whether the methods used to calculate value in use and discount rate are acceptable. तो सबसे पहली बात तो according to the IAS 36, impairment of assets and impairment of assets takes place when the carrying amount of the asset exceeds the recoverable amount. In such a scenario, we have to calculate the recoverable amount by using the higher of value in use and fair value less cost to sell. Um, then when we have calculated the value in use and when we have calculated the higher amount, then we have to compare this with this recoverable amount with the carrying amount, and then the lower of them is selected as the new amount. Then the lower of them is selected and the impairment takes place. Now बोल देंगे. Impairment takes place with the help of CGUs, which is cash generating unit. A CGU or a cash generating unit is the smallest group of identifiable net assets. Smallest group of identifiable net assets that is that has the ability to generate sufficient cash flows or significant cash flows. Um, इंडिपेंडेंट कैश फ्लोज उसके बाद इतना बता सकते हैं. हाँ. देन एन इम्पेयरमेंट टेस्ट every year annually. At the year end we have to check whether there is any indications of impairment for the asset. However, there is no need to do impairment test for each and every asset annually. Impairment test should be done for assets annually, for which are goodwill and intangible assets that have an indefinite useful life. अभी चेक कर लेते हैं इम्पेयरमेंट ऑफ सीजीयू के बारे में इन्होंने यहाँ पे क्या दिया और वो अपने को लिखना है. ठीक है, चलो. जोबॉन कंपनी. अभी मुझे वैसे सबसे पहले बताना है कि सीजीयू शुड हैव बीन टेस्टेड. व्हाई सीजीयू शुड हैव बीन टेस्टेड फॉर इम्पेयरमेंट एंड डिस्कस द मेथड यूज्ड टू कैलकुलेट वैल्यू इन यूज. whether the methods used to calculate value in use and discounted are acceptable. ठीक है. Jobon Company uses a number of commercial properties which it uses at the retail stores. As a, as, as a result of an increase in customer online shopping, Jobon Company's revenue from the retail stores has halved. Each retail store has is a CGU and comprises of right of use asset, fixtures and fittings and allocated central asset. तो ऐसे इन्होंने बोला हुआ है कि रेवेन्यू from these retail stores has halved, so this is an indication of impairment and thus impairment should have taken place. Jobon company calculated the total impairment loss of 50 million recognized in in relation to the retail store of CGUs. Jobon company has deducted the lease liabilities when calculating the net carrying amount of the CGUs. जोबॉन कंपनी ने डिडक्ट किए हुए हैं कुछ लीज लायबिलिटीज when calculating the net carrying amount of CGUs for impairment purposes. Jobon company assess the value in use to be the recoverable amount instead of deducting the lease liabilities from value in use. Jobon company included contractual lease payments with the future estimated net cash flows. Future estimated cash flows used to calculate value in use were determined using the internal management forecast covering the next 10 years. So सबसे पहली बात तो when estimating future cash flows, only 5 years in the future net cash flow should be selected. Any amount that is selected beyond the 5 years should be selected using the extrapolation, should be selected or be calculated by using the extrapolated discount rate. However, in the current scenario, we can see that future estimated net cash flows were discounted 5% only. Weighted average cost of capital of another company in the retail sector which purchased rather than instead of leased इंटरेस्ट इम्प्लिसिट टू द लीज, एक मिनट ना। ये देखो, जो हमने 5% का यूज किया है ना, that is the weighted average cost of capital of another company in the retail sector which purchases rather than lease. Therefore, there is a huge difference between the operations of the company as they are purchasing the asset whereas we are leasing the asset, क्योंकि हम लोग लीज कर रहे हैं। तो therefore 5% should not have been selected as the discount rate. Only 4% have been should have been selected as the discount rate. Extrapolation should have been used, तो अपन ने बोल दिया। Jovan government directed lease liabilities when calculating the net carrying amount of the CGUs for impairment purposes। ये करने की जरूरत थी नहीं, मुझे लगता है। Jovan company assessed the value in use with the recoverable amount instead of deducting the lease liability from value in use। Assessed value in Jovan company assessed the recoverable amount instead of deducting lease value in use। Jovan included the direct cash flows। नहीं, आई डोंट थिंक ये करने की जरूरत थी। देयर वाज नो नीड टू डिडक्ट द लीज पेमेंट फ्रॉम द फ्यूचर एस्टिमेटेड कैश फ्लोज। कैश फ्लोज तो अंदर आने वाली चीज है। आई डोंट थिंक लीज लाइबिलिटी अपन माइनस कर दें कभी भी, अपन कभी सेट ऑफ नहीं करते इसके वजह से। तो ये तीन होंगे मेरे पॉइंट्स जो मैं बोलूंगा। देखो, इम्पेयरमेंट रिव्यू सबसे पहले उन्होंने वही बताया कि पहले पैराग्राफ में तो वही कि इम्पेयरमेंट कैसे किया जाता है। उसके बाद जनरली इंटरनल indicators would provide reasonable direct evidence that the specific asset or CGU may be impaired. For example, internal reports might show that actual net cash flow are significantly worse than those budgeted. However, external sources of information will more typically be broader and less clearly linked to specific asset or CGU. For example, a decline in the market capitalization is less than the carrying amount of the entity's net assets. Or decline in the market capitalization is less than the carrying amount। तो ये तो अपन ने बोला भी था कि वो हाफ हो गए हैं रेवेन्यू, तो उसके वजह से सीजीयू मतलब वो इम्पेयरमेंट होना चाहिए। In this case, there has been an increase in the customers using online shopping. Therefore, Jobon company was correct in the assumption that an impairment review was necessary। फिर आता है value in use। The lease payment outflows have been discounted at 5%। The lease payment outflows have been discounted at 5% of the value in use purposes, whereas the interest rate implicit in the lease is 4%. Thus, the lease payment outflows would be stated at a lesser amount than the lease liability। This would therefore mean that value in use is higher using Jobon Company's method, which could mean that the asset is under impaired। तो हमें एक्चुअली यूज करना चाहिए था 4% का, हमने यूज किया 5% का, तो उसके वजह से अंडर इम्पेयर हो गया। In accordance with IAS 36, it may be necessary to consider liabilities to determine the recoverable amount of the CGU। This can occur if the disposal of CGU requires buyer to assume the liability। If this is the case, the carrying amount of the liability is deducted from both the CGU's value in use and the carrying amount। Jovan has deducted the lease liability from the carrying amount of the CGU but has not deducted the same from the value in use। See, भाई मैं बोला था कि या तो अपन दोनों से माइनस कर सकते हैं या तो अपन सिर्फ एक से माइनस या तो अपन दोनों से माइनस नहीं कर सकते। यहाँ पर इसने क्या किया, द लीज लाइबिलिटीज deducted the lease liabilities when calculating the net carrying amount of the CGUs for impairment, and Joban assessed the value in use with a recoverable amount instead of deducting the lease liabilities from the value in use। He included the contractual लीज पेमेंट, तो उसको एक्चुअली यहाँ से ही माइनस करना चाहिए था। हाँ, कहाँ गया। Therefore, the lease payment outflows should be excluded from the determination of value in use, and the carrying amount of the lease liabilities should be deducted instead. When determining the value in use, IAS 36 states that projections based on budgets forecast should cover no more than 5 years unless longer period can be justified। Joban is incorrectly using budget for 10-year period। देखो, instead IAS 36 states that cash flows beyond 5 years should be determined by extrapolating budgets using steady or declining growth rate। तो हम अपने को एक एक्सट्रापोलेटिंग फिगर्स लेनी चाहिए rather देन जस्ट टेकिंग डायरेक्टली 10 years के फिगर्स, एस्टिमेटेड फिगर्स। एक्सट्रापोलेटिंग फिगर्स मतलब हम लोगों ने एडजस्ट किया हुआ विद द कैश फ्लोज विद द हेल्प ऑफ डिस्काउंट रेट्स, ऐसा। Future cash flows used to determine value in use should include estimated costs necessary to maintain the level of economic benefit expected to arise from the CGUs in their current condition. They should exclude any estimated cost, just $5 million, to enhance their performance and estimated increase in cash flows anticipated from enhancing its performance. Discount rate. Jobon should not use the weighted average cost of capital of a different company in the sector. Discount rate for value in use must be the pre-tax rate, which reflects current market assessments of the time value of money and the risk specific to the asset for which the future cash flow estimates have been adjusted. This would mean that Jobon company should incorporate the implicit rate relating to the lease liability. तो ये क्या बोल रहे हैं कि दिस वुड जोगॉन कंपनी शुड एनकरेज द इम्प्लिसिट रेट। हमें इनकॉर्पोरेट करना चाहिए वो इम्प्लिसिट रेट जो हमें यहाँ पे लास्ट में दिया था 4% का, बस वही। ठीक है। फिर आता है सेल ऑफ सब्सिडरी। और देखते हैं उन्होंने अपने को क्या पूछा है। Using Exhibit 2, discuss whether title should have been classified as disposal group held for sale and its results presented as arising from discontinued operations in the consolidated financial statements for both the years 2016 and 17। तो सबसे पहली बात तो इन अकॉर्डिंग विद IFRS 5 नॉन करंट एसेट्स हेल्ड फॉर सेल एन एसेट और डिस्पोजेबल ग्रुप टू बी क्लासिफाइड एज हेल्ड फॉर एक्चुअली an asset to be classified as held for sale should meet certain criterias, and they are it should be available for sale in its present condition. The sale should take place within 12 months from the date it was assigned as क्या बोलते हैं disposable as held for sale। उसके बाद the sale should be highly probable. Management should be committed upon selling the product or asset. Significant reversal in the decision of the management of not selling the product will not take place. फिर there's an active program to locate the buyer that takes place, and the sale, हाँ, और the amount at which we are selling or classifying it as held for sale शुड बी अ रिलायबल एस्टिमेट। ये सारे मेजर्स फुलफिल होने चाहिए। उसके बाद आता है इन द करंट सिनेरियो वी कैन सी दैट वेदर टाइटल कंपनी शुड हैव बीन क्लासिफाइड, दैट वी वांट टू classify title company as a disposable group as held for sale, and want to show it as a discontinued operation. A discontinued operation in accordance with IFRS 5 is an operation which has either been disposed of or is classified as held for sale। यू शुड मीट द फॉलोइंग क्राइटेरिया। तो वो तीन क्राइटेरियाज होते हैं उसको फुलफिल करने के लिए। वो होते हैं द एसेट हैज बीन परचेज विद अ व्यू टू रीसेल द एसेट, or the operation, sorry, the subsidiary has been purchased in order to resell the subsidiary, the subsidiary represents a separate major line of the business, and there was a proper plan, and there was a proper coordinated plan that was taken into consideration in order to sell it, plan to sell the asset, ये अपन बोल देंगे। In the consolidated financial statements for the years ended 31st of December 16 and 17, Joban classified a wholly owned subsidiary, बराबर है, title company as a disposable group held for sale। Title company results were also presented as arising from discontinued operations in the consolidated statement of profit or loss for both the years। Title company is geographically distinct component of Joban Group। तो ये एक कंडीशन तो इसकी फुलफिल हो रही है कि जोग्राफिकली सेपरेट मेजर लाइन ऑफ बिजनेस, बराबर है। फिर इन द jurisdictions, sales of shareholdings in subsidiaries require authorization from the shareholders of the parent company. So you require authorization from the shareholders of the parent company. On 1st of May 16, the shareholders of Jobon authorized management to sell all of the shares held in title company within the next 12 months, but thereafter, the management would have to ask for further approval to sell the shares. At the same time, Jobon company instructed its agents to sell the shares as soon as possible at the current market price. The shares had not been sold by 31st of December 16. So see, as we can see that on 1st of May 16, shareholders of Jobon company authorized the management to sell the shares held in title company within the next 12 months, but thereafter management would have to ask for further approval to sell the shares. So we can see here कि it मतलब वो शेयर होल्डर से अप्रूवल आ चुका था कि वी कैन क्लासिफाई देम एज हेल्ड फॉर सेल. इफ वी कैन क्लासिफाई देम एज हेल्ड फॉर सेल, इतना अपने को अगर अप्रूवल आ चुका है, सो मतलब मैनेजमेंट भी कमिटेड है सेल के लिए, क्योंकि बेसिकली शेयर होल्डर्स अगर बोल रहे हैं तो मतलब मैनेजमेंट कमिटेड है. टाइटल कंपनी को ये मतलब हम लोग नेक्स्ट 12 मंथ्स में बेच सकते हैं, इसका भी अपने को एक है, अंदाजा है. हाँ, इन्होंने ये भी बोला कि एट द सेम टाइम जोबॉन कंपनी इंस्ट्रक्टेड इट्स एजेंट्स टू सेल द शेयर एज सून एज पॉसिबल. एंड अगर इन्होंने ये बोला हुआ है कि वी कैन सेल द शेयर एज सून एज पॉसिबल, सो उस टाइम पे भी एक मतलब मैनेजमेंट का कमिटमेंट है कि हमें हमको ये चीज बेचनी है, ऐसा. सो ये सारे कंडीशंस फुलफिल हो रहे हैं, एंड दस वी कैन से दैट द एसेट कैन बी क्लासिफाइड एज हेल्ड फॉर सेल एट 31st of December 16. The fact that it was the shares had not been sold by 31st of December 16 does not or actually it indicates that it cannot be classified as a discontinued operation. ये अपन बोल सकते हैं. फिर आता है जोबॉन कंपनी के नेक्स्ट थर्ड पैराग्राफ. In February 17, Jobon Company reallocated the online sales division of another subsidiary to Title Company. As a result, Title Company recruited additional employees and purchased new computer equipment. Abhi, after the reporting period, जोबॉन कंपनी ने रीअलोकेट कर दी ऑनलाइन सेल्स डिवीजन ऑफ अनदर सब्सिडियरी टू टू टाइटल कंपनी. मतलब ये यहाँ पर दर्शाता है कि मतलब देयर वाज अ चेंज इन द मैनेजमेंट्स व्यू पॉइंट ऑफ लुकिंग एट टाइटल कंपनी नाउ दैट नाउ दे वर ट्राइंग टू यूज इट इन इट्स बिजनेस operations. At a shareholder meeting in May 17, there was no discussion on or further approval for the sale of title company. The updated instructions given to the agents by directors on 1st of May 17 stated that they were authorized to sell the shares in title if the cumulative losses suffered by title company for the year end 31st of December 17 exceeded 20 million. Title company made quarterly losses of approximately 4.5 million per quarter during 17. तो मतलब हाँ, it can only be classified as held for sale or when it exceeds or when the cumulative losses suffered by by title company exceeded 20 million. However, title company made quarterly loss of approximately 4.5 million, thus making a total loss of 18 million for the year ended 17. And thus, for the year ended 31st of December 17, it cannot be classified as held for sale or a discontinued operation. ये अपन बता देंगे. ये देख लेते हैं. ये देखो, सबसे पहली बात तो IFRS 5 के हिसाब से इन्होंने ये सारे कंडीशंस बता दिए. फिर presentation of the investment in subsidiary title company as a disposable group held for sale would seem to apply for the year ended 31st of December 16. This is because of the shareholders of Jobon company authorizing management on 1st of May 16 to sell the shares held in title company within the next 12 months. At the same time, Jobon had instructed its agents to sell the shares as soon as possible at the current market price. The actions of Jobon and the actions of Jobon company at this stage seem to indicate also that it is unlikely that the plan will change. The shareholders' approval is required in the jurisdiction, therefore should be considered as part of the assessment of whether the sale is highly probable. फिर उन्होंने डिसकंटिन्यूड ऑपरेशन क्या होता है ये उन्होंने बता दिया नीचे, ये 3 पॉइंट जो मतलब मैंने बताए थे. उसके बाद टाइटल कंपनी इज अ डिस्टिंक्ट जोग्राफिकल कॉम्पोनेंट विच मीट्स द क्राइटेरिया ऑफ द to be classified as held for sale. Therefore, its results were correctly presented as arising from discontinued operations in the year ended 31st of December 16. तो इसको अपन एज क्लासिफाइड एज हेल्ड फॉर सेल डिस्कंटिन्यूड ऑपरेशंस बता सकते हैं, ठीक है। आगे फॉर द ईयर एंडेड 31st ऑफ December 17 देखते हैं। द डिस्पोजल ग्रुप कैन एक्सेप्शनली बी क्लासिफाइड एज हेल्ड फॉर सेल discontinued after the period of 12 months if it meets certain criteria. These criteria refer to occurrence of circum। तो ये जो है ना, एक कुछ एक्सेप्शंस होते हैं, वो दो एक्सेप्शंस है कि अगर हम लोग नेक्स्ट 12 महीने में भी वो चीज नहीं बेच पाएंगे, तो वो दो, तो फिर वो दो कंडीशंस वो होने चाहिए एक्सेप्शंस की। एक तो जो इवेंट हुआ है जिसके वजह से हम लोग नेक्स्ट 12 महीने में वो चीज नहीं बेच पाए थे पहले, वो मैनेजमेंट के हाथ में नहीं था, एंड मैनेजमेंट अभी भी उस चीज को बेचने के कमिटेड है। ऐसा, तो ये दो कंडीशंस फुलफिल होने चाहिए ऐसा। एज अ रिजल्ट द नॉन करंट एसेट और disposal group previously classified as held for sale is not sold by the end of that period. However, the sale still has to meet the criteria to be classified as held for sale even after 12-month period has elapsed. However, the sale still has to meet certain criteria to be classified as held for sale even after 12-month period has elapsed, ठीक है। लेकिन ये देखो, तो इन्होंने ये वाले पॉइंट को एक्चुअली आंसर के अंदर इसलिए कवर किया होगा मुझे लगता है, क्योंकि इसके वजह से आंसर एक तो बड़ा दिखता है, एंड पूरा का पूरा IFRS 5 कवर हो जाता है इस पॉइंट को डालने की वजह से। There is no real evidence that title company meet the held for sale criteria for classification as a disposable group over the extended period beyond 2 months. The instructions to the agents now stated that they were authorized to sell the shares in title company if the losses suffered by title company exceed 20 million. Title company may quarterly losses approximately 4.5 million per quarter for the year ending or for the duration of 2017, which cumulatively did not reach the threshold of 20 million, क्योंकि वो 18 मिलियन तक खाली पहुंचता है लॉसेस। इन एडिशन जो बॉन्ड कंपनी ट्रांसफर्ड एडिशनल एक्टिविटीज, तो जो उसने एम्प्लॉयज वगैरह उधर दिए थे या जो उसने एसेट ट्रांसफर किया था, तो मतलब उसके उसके चलते द फैक्ट कंफर्म दैट टाइटल कंपनी वाज नॉट अवेलेबल फॉर सेल इन इट्स प्रेजेंट कंडीशन, क्योंकि अब उसको वो एम्प्लॉयज को रिडंडेंट करना पड़ेगा, मतलब उसमें अंदर वो रिडंडेंसी कॉस्ट आ जाता है, एसेट को सेल करना पड़ेगा वो सब। At the shareholders meeting in May 17, there was no further discussion on the approval of the sale of title. The authorization to sell the shares in title company was only granted for 1 year, and this was not authorized again by subsequent shareholders meeting in May 17. Shareholder approval is required by the jurisdiction in order to sell shareholdings in subsidiaries. Based on the above, the investment in title company should have been shown as a disposal group in the consolidated financial statements as at 31st of December 17. As a result, its results should have been presented as discontinued for the year ended 31st of December 17. Either the classification of the title as held for sale is in the comparative figures for the year ended 31st of December 16, and the presentation of its results would need to be restated। तो ये तो इन्होंने बस लास्ट की चीजें ऐसी बोली गई है कि 2017 के लिए उसको डिस्पोजेबल ग्रुप या क्लासिफाइड एज हेल्ड फॉर सेल नहीं दिखाना चाहिए, लेकिन जब अपन उसके कंपैरेटिव स्टेटमेंट्स देंगे, results should not be presented as customer for the year ended in either the classification of title company as held for sale and the comparative figure for the year ended 16। तो आई थिंक 16 में उस चीज को वापस एक बार अब अपने को रीस्टेट करके दिखाना है कि वी मतलब बेसिकली कंपैरेटिव फिगर्स होने चाहिए, राइट, 2017 और 16 के। तो इसलिए अगर 17 में हम लोग नहीं दिखाए तो फिर 16 में भी नहीं दिखाना, ये लास्ट का पॉइंट आई डोंट थिंक उतना इम्पोर्टेंट है। बेकार। लास्ट using Exhibit 3, explain whether receipt of the signed letter on 1st of April 18 affects your answer to part B. Explain whether the deferred tax should be recognized in the financial statements for the year ended 31st of December 17 or the year ended 31st of December 18. What? On 1st of April 18, after publication of the preliminary results of the group, but before the authorization of the consolidated financial statements for issue, Jobon Company received a signed letter from a third-party company outlining its intentions to purchase Title Company. Transaction price was far below the original price paid by Jobon due to significant losses of Title Company since the year end. The sale was agreed to complete on 1st of January 19. At 1st of April 18, the shareholders approved the sale. Oh, okay. The agreed sale of title company will create a tax allowable loss which has been carried forward to reduce the future taxable profits. Jobon Company has recognized a deferred tax asset in respect of this issue in this financial statements for the year ended 31st of December 17. The deferred tax asset was calculated by taking the value of title company for tax purposes of 12 million multiplied by the corporate tax rate of 30%. The tax law was acceptable under local legislation. Jobon company expected to be able to offset the tax loss against the own future taxable profit. तो सबसे पहली बात तो मैं आई एम प्रिटी श्योर अबाउट द लास्ट पैराग्राफ। मैं फर्स्ट पैराग्राफ के ऊपर बाद में आता हूँ क्योंकि वो मैं एंटर एंटर दबा के ऊपर लिख सकता हूँ। तो मैं सबसे पहले लास्ट पैराग्राफ पे आता हूँ कि अकॉर्डिंग टू IAS 12 इनकम टैक्सेस a deferred tax asset should be recognized for the unused tax losses on the basis that on the basis of that future taxable profits will be available to the entity. Thus, in the current scenario, when the deferred tax asset was calculated by taking into the value of title for tax purposes of 12 million multiplied by corporate tax at 30%, this was an incorrect calculation as actually not incorrect calculation, but this should have been taken into consideration for the future taxable profits. The agreed sale of title will create allowable tax loss carried forward in the use tax profits. ठीक है deferred tax asset अभी the presence of unused tax losses itself is a huge indication or evidence that that the creation or availability of future taxable profits will be difficult. Will be difficult. नेक्स्ट क्या बोल सकते हैं? हाँ, these unused tax losses should be one-off losses that is they have been created with the help of one-off costs and not due to business operating costs. ये अपन बोल देंगे। तो इतना अपना बेसिक हो गया। अभी इसके ऊपर अपने को जो पैरा दिया हुआ है उसके बारे में बात करनी है। मैं सच्ची एक चीज का श्योर नहीं हूँ इसने कैसे कैलकुलेट किया। इज दिस 12 million द फ्यूचर टैक्सेबल प्रॉफिट्स? मतलब आई जस्ट वांट टू नो दिस द deferred tax was calculated by taking value of title company for tax purposes 12 million multiplied by time. Loss was acceptable under local legislation. जो one company expected to be able to offset tax losses against its own tax future taxable profits. ठीक है भाई, ठीक है, मतलब जितना अपन ने बोला वो भी काफी है, बट स्टिल अगर बड़ा कर सकते थे तो अच्छा रहता। अभी ऊपर वाले केस में वी कैन सी दैट आफ्टर द पब्लिकेशन preliminary results of the group before the authorization a signed letter from the third party company outlining the intention of the purchase of title company. That the in the by looking in the current scenario, we can see that the third party company was outlining its intention to purchase title company, and the sale by Jobon company was also agreed to take place on 1st of January 19. That is 9 months after 1st of April 18. Thus, we can say that there was a signed contract that was taken into place, and now the title company will be classified as a discontinued operation or as a discontinued operation, and will be kept as held for sale till 1st of January 2019, because the active program to locate the buyer has been successful, and the management is also committed upon selling the asset, the operation. ठीक है. Approve the sale, shareholders approve the sale. क्या बोल सकते हैं? मतलब इसने बेसिकली चेंज तो किया है अपना इंटेंशन, इसके वजह से सेल करने का. नहीं जो अपन पहले ऑपरेट कर रहे थे, अभी अपन इसको बेचेंगे. साइन लेटर ऑफ द इंटेंट टू परचेज. IS-10 की बात हो गई. एक मिनट, एक मिनट, एक मिनट. बोलो. ओ, 31st of December 2017 एंड 31st of December 2018 इनके लिए बताना था. नहीं, एक्सप्लेन वेदर. मेरा ईयर एंड क्या है? 31st December 16 17. और ठीक है, 17 था. तो एक्सप्लेन वेदर द रिसीट साइन लेटर. अच्छा, ओके ओके. तो ये 3 महीने बाद, मतलब मेरा ईयर एंड था 31st of December 17, और मुझे ये लेटर आया 1st of April 18 को. तो क्या ये, मतलब तो फिर इन्होंने इसके वजह से IS-10 की बात कर ली. लेकिन ये नॉन एडजस्टिंग इवेंट होना चाहिए. आई थिंक ये नॉन एडजस्टिंग इवेंट होगा ना. इन अकॉर्डिंग टू द IAS 10, events after the reporting period, an event after the reporting period is one which could be favorable or unfavorable, and which occurs between the end of the reporting period and the date when the financial statements are authorized for issue. An adjusting event is one which provides further evidence of the condition which existed at the end of the reporting period, whereas a non-adjusting event is one which is indicative of the condition which arose after the end of the reporting period. Although the preliminary results of the group had been published by 1st of April 18, the financial statements had not been authorized for issue. Therefore, the signing of the letter of intent should be taken into account before the authorization of the financial statements. The sale of title company is now highly probable. However, the issue arises as to whether the signing of the letter of intent constitutes an adjusting event or a non-adjusting event. As held for sale criteria was only met on 1st of April 18, the conditions did not exist. Yeah, देखो, the conditions did not exist at the end of the reporting period. This means that the investment in title company should still be shown as a disposal group held for sale, or its result presented as arising from the discontinued operation in the consolidated financial statements for the year ended 31st of December 17. तो इसके वजह से अपन ने जो इन्वेस्टमेंट हेल्ड फॉर सेल दिखाया था पहले, लेकिन एट द ईयर एंड हमने उसको नहीं नहीं दिखाया था एज हैज हेल्ड फॉर सेल. इन 2016 हमने उसे एज हेल्ड फॉर सेल दिखाया था. इन 17 हमने उसे हेल्ड फॉर सेल नहीं दिखाया था. अब हमें ये इन्फॉर्मेशन मिली 1st of April 18 को. तो दिस वाज आफ्टर आफ्टर द ईयर एंड, एंड जो उसकी कंडीशन थी वो ईयर एंड के पहले मीट नहीं कर रही थी, कि वी हैड नॉट प्लान्ड कि हम लोग उसको बेचेंगे वगैरह. इसके लिए उसको स्टिल बी शोन एज नॉट हेल्ड फॉर सेल, ऐसा. इसलिए तो इन्होंने पे बोला हुआ है. दिस मीन्स दैट द इन्वेस्टमेंट इन टाइटल कंपनी स्टिल नॉट बी शोन एज disposal group held for sale, or its results presented as arising from discontinued operations in the consolidated financial statement for the year ended 31st of December 17. फिर आता है deferred tax asset. In accordance with IAS 12, income taxes, an entity should recognize a deferred tax asset for all deductible temporary differences arising from investments in subsidiaries, to the extent that it is probable that the temporary difference will reverse in the foreseeable future, and the taxable profit will be available against which the temporary difference can be utilized. Jobon Company's treatment of a deferred tax asset does not conflict with the requirements of IAS 12. Jobon Company's treatment of deferred tax asset does not conflict with the requirements of IAS 12. This is because the sale of title is highly probable, and the tax allowable loss can be used to relieve future taxable profits. However, a deferred tax asset should be recognized when the held for sale conditions of IFRS 5 are met. This did not occur until 1st of April 18, and therefore the deferred tax asset of 3.6 million will be recognized in the financial statements for the year ended 31st of December 18. No adjustments is required in the consolidated financial statements for the year ended 31st of December 17. Therefore, deferred tax assets should be recognized when the held for sale conditions of IFRS 5 are met. अपने को तभी दिखाना है जब IFRS 5 कंडीशंस मीट होते हैं. दिस डिड नॉट अकर अंटिल 1st of April 18. अभी हम लोग डेफर्ड टैक्स एसेट क्यों दिखा रहे हैं? बिकॉज फ्यूचर टैक्सेबल प्रॉफिट्स अभी अवेलेबल है. कैसे? क्योंकि अभी हम लोग उस एसेट को बेचेंगे. सो मतलब पैसा अंदर आएगा. तो इसलिए वी हैव शोन एज अ डेफर्ड टैक्स एसेट ऑफ 3.6. दिस वाज नॉट अ रेगुलर IAS 12 अनयूज लॉसेस का सम. तो अपने जो स्टार्टिंग में मैंने बोला था आंसर, वो अपने को वैसे का वैसे लिखना है. लेकिन लास्ट में ये चीज वहां पे लिखनी है कि बिकॉज यू आर गोइंग टू सेल द एसेट, तो अभी पैसा अंदर आएगा. सो इसलिए डेफर्ड टैक्सेस ऑफ 3.6 मिलियन विल बी रिकॉग्नाइज्ड इन द फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स फॉर द ईयर एंडेड 31st of December 18. नो एडजस्टमेंट इज रिक्वायर्ड इन द कंसोलिडेटेड फाइनेंशियल स्टेटमेंट्स फॉर द ईयर एंडेड 31st of December 17. ठीक है ना? अपन 18 के लिए बता सकते हैं, 17 के लिए कोई बताने की जरूरत नहीं है.